Yeah, good shot.
Local sporting celebs Joe Calzaghe, Joe Ledley and Sean Morrison dropped by to give their backing to Bluebird supporter Kyle Beer. Kyle sustained an acquired brain injury 13 years ago, and now his fundraisers are looking to raise money for his very own rehabilitation pool in Penturk. Funds are being raised through the Kyle's Trust GoFundMe page. And this October, Cardiff City will be hosting a second gala dinner at Cardiff City Stadium to help raise money for Kyle's Trust and Kyle's Goal. Joe Ledley and Joe Calzaghe, amongst a host of other famous faces, will be in attendance.
A very humbling story, and what a beautiful kid. The first time I met him today, and I understand raising money for him as regards to getting a pool to help him, to help him swim and obviously get him out of the chair. And I think, as you know, like doing any form of sport or any form of exercise will really help him, in every way. So I'm really excited to come down on the 7th of October. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic night, and I'm sure, we can raise all the money we can to make it that goal possible, So I'm just happy to be here, and it's a great cause,
I've been involved with Kyle now for nearly 3 years. Kyle unfortunately sustained an acquired brain injury at the age of 12. We're in the process of having an adaptive property built for Kyle, which is absolutely fantastic, but unfortunately funds are limited, and we're really wanting to be able to support Kyle to raise enough money to be able to build him his own rehabilitation pool.
See what a brave young man he is, same age as my boy, and I understand he was a really talented footballer as well, and it was just one of the things, tragic things in life that happens, but as you can see, he still has a smile on his face, still has a good right hand, and what we can do is obviously make the best life possible, for Kyle and his family and all the amazing people that are helping him and his carers. And I think, this will be a great step forward if we can raise the funds on the 7th of October. So I'm looking forward to the night. I'm sure everybody's there going to have a good night for Kyle, and obviously raise as much money as we possibly can.
It's really difficult actually in Wales to be able to access rehabilitation pools, particularly with COVID now. A lot of pools have closed down, but access and restrictions have made it harder for people with disabilities to be able to access suitable therapy facilities. So actually for Carl, what is going to be better is to be able to provide him with his own therapy pool. Rehabilitation therapy is limited for people with brain injuries here in Wales, and we really want to be able to support Carl to have his own facilities on site.
There's lots of events I go to, charity nights, and you never see the final goal. You're correct, and I think with this, it should inspire and get people to get there, support, and put their hands in their pockets and raise a lot of money. And it'll be fantastic, to see afterwards, the joy from Kyle having this amazing pool. And going forward, hopefully raise more money for wherever is needed.
I've met Joe Calzaghe today. It's lovely to be able to see him here supporting Kyle, and I understand that Joe's coming to his dinner later this year along with Sharon Davis and Joe Ledley. I think it's wonderful that they're putting in this time and effort to support such an amazing and inspiring young man. Kyle.
Fury's offered Joshua an opportunity to fight for the title. Do you think that'll happen?
I'm not sure. I think Tyson Fury, he's retired and he comes back. I'm a big Tyson Fury fan. What he's done regarding where he was, regarding his weight and his mental illness and so on, and to come back, it's like a Rocky story, isn't it? But Joshua, he fought well in his last fight, albeit he lost. He was an improvement on the first fight with Usyk, and it was a close fight. So I think nearly every British boxing fan would love to see AJ against Fury, but whether, after coming off a defeat, it's tough. 2 back-to-back defeats. Whether he's going to be ready for December, and not even physically. I think psychologically. I think, and as a fighter, you want to come back and get a win. Go back to the drawing board, but there's a big carrot. There's a lot of money at stake, and there's a big temptation. So I'd like to see it as a boxing fan. I'm sure every British boxing fan would like to see that, but. If I'd had to guess if it was going to happen, I'd be surprised by December.
Canelo Triple G trilogy, what happens there, do you think?
I think regarding Canelo Triple G, I think Triple G is approaching 40. I think, Father Time catches up with all of us in boxing. last thing he loses is your punching power, and that's Triple G's thing, is his punching power. He has a chance, but I'd have to go with Canelo. I thought Triple G actually won the first fight, though he didn't get a decision. Second fight was closer, but this fight, I'd be surprised if Canelo doesn't win, and he possibly even stop him.
When you watch these fights, do you go back and think what you would have done with any of these guys?
Yeah, I look at Canelo. I thought I would have kicked his ass, man. I got a load of money for it. Sorry, edit. Yeah, I look at these fighters now, and yeah, Canelo. I think he's a great fighter, but he's not a great light heavyweight. I was a light heavyweight, and I think he lost his last fight against Bivol quite convincingly. So it just goes to show, even when you're a great fighter, when it comes to the weights and so on, it makes a big difference when you fight a very good fighter that's naturally bigger than you. But I think Triple G suits him because he's not exactly a fast boxer and not fast on his feet. So he's fought him twice already. He knows what to expect. I don't think Triple G can improve. He's, like I said, he's approaching 40, so he's not going to get any quicker. And he's been inactive. So yeah, I fancy Canelo. And Canelo's come off a loss, so he's going to be more than motivated to make up for that. And there's bad blood there. He doesn't like him, so I think it's going to be a good tear up.
I get frustrated when I'm swiping on social media and the youngsters talk about the greatest of all time, and I don't hear your name mentioned many times. Is that frustrating for you? Because it is for me as a fan.
I got that's asked a lot. So I was I'm not respected enough as being a great. But when you look at it, I think maybe because I'm not really in the public eye, I don't hit on social media all the time. But I think when time comes, I've been undefeated world champion for 11 years, 46-0, and been inducted in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, Sports Personality of the Year, national one. That's recognition. Do you know what I mean? So I've had that recognition. Dog knows it. You can hear him barking over there. He agrees, mate. Okay. But yeah, it's one of them things. I think when it comes down to legacy and time to come, you see a lot of fighters come in, you see a lot of fighters go in. When it comes down to it, it's all about in the future, and the record books are what it says. And I'm happy with what I achieved with my late dad Enzo. We done a Rocky story and we conquered the world, mate. So being undefeated world champion, there's a very, very, very few people who manage to do that. And to finish the sport on top is fair in that. It's what can I say? It's a blessing. So yeah, you're right, mate. I started that social media more, just telling everybody who's the greatest of all time.
I was fortunate to do a few events with your dad. He was a brilliant character, captured the attention of any room he ever went in. What do you think he would have made of all these social media influencers getting in the ring?
Oh, it would have peed my dad right off. He'd be saying, get back in the gym and make some millions and knock these guys out. That's what he'd be saying to me. Yeah, but bless him, missed every day. And, what a character, what a great guy. And, I think we boxed when boxing was boxing. When you didn't just talk what you're going to do on social media, you had to go in the ring and do it. And that's the thing. I was more of a not that sort of person that goes on slagging people off and trying to disrespect people on social media and that. And then when you get in the ring, you can't do it. But good for them. At the end of the day, is if you can make millions and just talk a load of crap on the social media, then hey, why not do it? But for me, at the end of the day, I'm from a different era, sort of thing, and that's when you had to fight and you had to back your words up in the ring.